Nothing is more powerful than to be a gatherer of new logic of yourself, said by NAZRUL ISLAM Khan. Dear audiences, all of my judges and my opposition team member. First of all, take my salam. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This is NAZRUL ISLAM Shubha in front of you. Hope you all are well by the grace of Almighty. I am also fine today. Today, my selected topic is listening is more important than reading to learn language. I am the positionist of this topic, and I'll give some reason and example about this topic from position side. How listening is more important than reading to learn a language. In every point, listening is more important than reading, because you know that every people don't know how to read the book or how to read the language book. That time he can listen, but it's also helpful for everybody. You know that in this pandemic situation, we just listen every kind of many kind of things. Sometimes we listen radio, music, and sometimes we listen the mobile music, and sometimes we listen the voice, other kind of voice. You know that it's also helpful for us, because without this kind of listening, you can't pass our time, and it's also helpful for us to increase our knowledge. If you want to learn something from mobile or television, that time we also need to listen them, because if you don't listen them, that time it will not helpful for us. And if you want to learn a language, that time we also need to listen, because listening is more important for every people. In my point of view, I know if you want to communicate a country's people who are live from away from your country, that time you also need to listen him firstly, because if you don't listen him by the mobile phone, that time you will not able to respond him perfectly. That's the reason why I just think listening is more important, and it's also suitable for every kind of people, and every kind of people can listen and they can answer them. That's the reason why I just think listening is more important, and it's also helpful, and it also gain our knowledge, because if you don't listen perfectly, that time we will not respond the question. That's the reason why I also think about it. Listening also helpful for those people who are not educated, but they can listen. Their hearing is not problem. They can understand everything easily, and they can also learn a language by listening, but they cannot able to learn a language by reading, because it will hard for them. That's the reason why I just think listening is more powerful, and listening is more important than reading. You know that a people who are doing business now, but he cannot do how to read a book. He want to go abroad for his business department, but he can listen perfectly, and he can understand the voice from the people who are doing anything and who are added with his business. That time he can get the response from him, and he also get response him. That's the way I just think listening is more important and powerful. That's all about today. Thank you for watching my video. Keep supporting me. Thanks.
First, starting with the name of Almighty Creator, Assalamu alaikum, good wishes for everyone. Hope you guys are doing well by the grace of Allah. I would like to thank the honorable judges, the coordinator, my debate members, my opponent, and of course my lovely audience for giving me a chance to speak here. This is FATEMA TUZ JUHURA. Today I am going to participate in a debate competition arranged by Dreams Learning Center, and the topic is listening is more important than reading to learn a language. I'm going to demonstrate my logic for the statement and strongly from opposition. A reader lives thousands of lives before he dies. The man who never reads lives once. George Martin. Reading is a multifaceted process involving word recognition, comprehension, fluency, and motivation. The science has declared that Reading reduces stress levels by 68% and significantly lowers heart rate. On the other hand, the scientist has said that listening can provide us a sense of few words, but not as helpful as reading to learn a language. For example, if a Bangladeshi traveled to China, he will hear a huge number of people communicating in Chinese, but ultimately he won't understand a single word. If I agree with my opponent that listening is more important to learn a language, then every Bangladeshi can become Jackie Chan by hearing the voice. For any foreign language, we need a translation book which is used to understand and, most importantly, learn a language by reading. Moreover, in IELTS, we need to go through by 4 different modules to test our learning skills. If listening is more important, then why we need to pass all those different modules to test our learning skills? It's a great question. If after all these facts my opponent is disagreed with me, then he has a daring personality to challenge international English language testing system. On the other hand, whenever we practice listening module, what we generally do is we hear a video voice. But to understand that what exactly happening on this video, we need subtitles to make it clear. Ultimately, we need reading. In our daily lives, we found different types of things like notice board, bulletin board, newspaper, news channels, online pages for collecting different types of news or information. On that time, what we exactly do, we read the news or information to understand it clearly. The more you'll understand, the more you'll learn a language. As simple as that. If we talk about a child who is 11 months old, he can speak a few words of his native language, but he doesn't even know what are the meanings of those words, because he has heard those words or learned those words from the people around him. But when he will go to school, start reading or practicing that language, he will know that what are the meanings of those words. He can speak or he can learn the language appropriately only then. Lastly, reading not only reduces our stress level, it helps us to analyze, evaluate things in a better way. It's an imaginary thing to say that without reading we can learn a language. So it's a foolishness to say reading is less important. Thank you, the honorable judges and everyone else, for giving me a chance to speak here and making this competition successful. Thank you again for watching this video.